Did the Dolphins do enough to challenge the Bills in the AFC East? Kyle, I think I know where you're going.
They did a lot. They did some bold moves. The coach is fascinating. The Tyreek Hill thing is fascinating. But I can't even get this far into the conversation. Just bring it up. Bring up what I call the Josh Allen ass-whooping full screen. All right, here's the deal. That's it. 7-1, 25-5. The middle one is what kills me. 20 points a game they lose to the guy. 20. It's never close. I mean, that is the average, mind you. There's a lot more than that. So Tyreek Hill's fascinating and McDaniel's fascinating. Are they 19.3 points fascinating? This is a big deal here, guys. Here's what I like about Miami. Exciting times. And I don't know if it's naive to say this feels different. The coach feels different. And the Tyreek thing feels different. When can you remember in the last quarter century that the Dolphins made a move equivalent to Tyreek Hill? Brandon Marshall, Reggie Bush, really good players. Tyreek Hill is the one. It is the boldest move I think they have made on offense in my entire adult life. And so I think it's going to make a difference because also there's no one on the planet, maybe outside of Patrick Mahomes, that is less intimidated by the Buffalo Bills than Tyreek Hill. He beats them every year. He beats them in the playoffs. He doesn't care. He tore their heart out in the playoffs last year and held it in front of them. It's a great guy to bring in. I would just say, if you're a Miami fan, I say this, the schedule comes out this week. Who cares about the opener? Who cares about the bye week? Look for Buff on the schedule, B-U-F. Is it late? Is it early? Is it home? Is it away? Because I come back to this all the time about the moves they made. It sounds great. For years and years and years and years, Buffalo used to make those moves, and they would try to beat New England, and they could never do it. Don't let Buffalo become your New England because they're well on their way, and you can't just say, well, Josh Allen cleans our clock every time we play him. That's 2 losses every year. We're still going to try to win the division. I hope they did enough. Tyreek is a great move. Is it 19 points enough? I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, how about the Grand Prairie being in Miami, and you're talking about speed. So yeah, it fits perfectly right there. Tyreek Hill absolutely gives this offense some teeth. And I can't help but look at the Dolphins and say, all right, look, every year I feel like they spend a lot of money. All right, every year they're in the top 5 in free agency spending. This year they're top 3 in money spent. But to your point, Kyle, it feels different because these guys are proven players. Tyreek Hill, proven. Teron Armstead, proven. I think when you look at this offense, the one thing that I feel I go back to is, as a player, we used to have a saying like, don't mistake activity for achievement. Mm-hmm. So they've been very active, signing players. They did well in the draft, but there's Chase Edmonds right there, another addition. All right, now they got to put it all together. So the pressure really is on Mike McDaniel. And to your point, that 19 points, all right, how do you close that gap? The margin of defeat has been 19 points. Sure, your defense could get better. I thought their defense was pretty solid, but it's all about the points. They've got to find a way to score some points. In 2 games last year against Buffalo, two L's that they took, they scored 11 total points. One was a rushing touchdown by Tua. So for Tua, this is huge. This is a big year for him. And if you want to have any chance to even compete with Buffalo, with the Bills, you've got to find a way to find that end zone. Mike Gesicki, they got to get creative. They got to all of a sudden find new ways to use Tyreek Hill. I think for Tua, he's got all the pieces around him right now. The Miami Dolphins said, look, we're going to give you every opportunity to succeed. And now it's on him. He's got the race car. He's got the paddle shift.
Drive it.
All right, you got to hit those quarters on all the terms. Hit the apex.
Did you guys watch the race? Did anyone watch the race?
No.
The F1 race? No.
It was awesome.
I didn't know.
And I'm like new to it. I'm not one of these like, oh yeah, Verstappen. I'm a Verstappen guy. Like, I don't know anything about it. And I'm watching it.
What happened?
And it was awesome. It's around the Dolphins Stadium, and they've got a track. And from go, Verstappen, who's this young upstart and just blows by 2 Ferraris, and he's in the Red Bull car, and he just continues the whole way. And then after blowing by these 2 Ferraris, he's able to hold on. And I'm like, wow, football mind, that is so symbolic of the AFC East because you've got the Bills and the Patriots, and then the Dolphins. It's not just the Bills; they got to get past the Patriots, who made the playoffs last year. And I'm looking at this team. You mentioned speed. Like, at least they have an identity. I know what this Dolphins team is. They're fast. They are fast. They are fast. This is what we call a custom full screen. I asked for this to be built. It's called
Speedy Fins. I like
Speedy Fins.
That's catchy.
It doesn't even have a pun to it. It's just Speedy Fins. Those fast players on the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, Trent Sherfield, Edmonds, Mostert, Gaster. I don't know if there's a faster team in the league. And then you add in Mike McDaniel, who I think is going to get the very most out of their quarterback. They at least have a chance, and they've got a drive to survive here. Like, they've got a shot. Like, this is it. Are they Verstappen? Are they the best in the business?
Verstappen.
I don't know. I don't know. But they have an identity. We know what they want to be. They're going to be fun to watch. They are going to be fast all over the field. They're going to be quick to the huddle. And they're going to be this combination of like the Shanahan running power offense and then this speed game with Waddle and Hill and Sherfield.
Feels different?
It does feel different.
Okay, good.
It feels different. They at least have an identity right now. Like I know what they're going into battle with.
Okay.
And for that, they've got a shot. They are in a better place now than they were a year ago. But are they Max Verstappen yet? Probably not.
So Verstappen is a name going into it, right? He wasn't like
He pulled a nice move, but yes, he's like the number one.
But he's one of the best.
Max Verstappen, that's
Max
a driver?
Verstappen.
You know who else isn't Max Verstappen? Tua Tagovailoa. And we're all sort of mentioning the weapons and the speed, and Mike McDaniel getting the most out of his quarterback is about the deepest that we went into Tua Tagovailoa, when really it's all on his shoulders. It truly is. And he did take a step from, the year previous to last year into what we saw in 2021 during the season. We need that kind of a step. Do I need a Patrick Mahomes 50 touchdown, 5,000 yards situation from him? I really don't, because the roster is so loaded and they can do so many different things. But it all hinges on this, because you were taken inside the top 5, and I expect a little more from you, Tua. And now you have no reason to not go out there and totally crush it the way that I know you can, the way that this whole table will root you on to do that, of course. But with the talent they have at his disposal, he doesn't need to put the team on his back because it's loaded, but a huge leap from last year to this year needs to happen.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think when you look at all those guys right there. Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater, you hope you don't see him.
No.
That's not looking good for...
This feels like Alabama, though, doesn't it? Like, this is when he was at his best. He was surrounded by talent. He was maybe not even the best player on the field.
You're telling me they can't push the Patriots if all that works out, and he's good, and he's takes a leap in the right
push
direction?
the Patriots, but I see at the bottom of the screen doing it to challenge Bills.
They got to get off to a
Look,
better
I don't care.
start.
The Bills are loaded.
BUF.
BUF is what you look for. And there's this thing about Tua, like, is he ready for this? Is he tough? Is he a bad dude? Like, we're going to find out. Last year Tua won angry runs 1 year, and 1 week rather. Lowered his shoulder, ran over somebody, flexed and everything. I think we need to see a lot of that. When they go to Buffalo, it might be week 16. It might be 5 degrees, and it's going to be all you guys coming up from it. We don't know.
I don't think it's just Tua. Like Mike McDaniel, I think we've all enjoyed it. Oh, they've got a great coach. We don't know. We don't know.
He's quirky, though, Peter. He's good.
He's never been the play caller in an offense, let alone a head coach at any level. So here's this guy who's been under Shanahan's wing for all these years, and he drew up the Debo offense. Well, Debo's not on this team either, so we'll see what it is.
I don't like that, though, because when you have a team, Schrager, with a winning record and you infuse so much talent and a new head coach, I would be throwing up if I was in the Dolphins front office right now. Like, what do you mean we're not pushing the Buffalo Bills? Why did we go make all of these moves? And I bet every fan feels the same way, to be like, they did so much and they had a winning record last year, but they're not going to be able to challenge the division.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. And it's like we're setting expectations here, but you're right. If Tua makes a leap and if McDaniel's as good as we think he might be, then why not? Why not?
Well, you made the point we know what they are. Yeah, they got fast guys, but I actually don't know how it's going to look.
I don't either.
Put it this way, like, week 1, there's no team I want to look at more than Miami. Like, Denver, of course, with the new quarterback and everything, but, like, if you're watching Red Zone or you're watching the Miami game proper, like, when Scott Hansen says, we go to Miami, what are we about to see?
Offensive genius.
I guess.
All these weapons.
I guess.
I don't know. I feel like the pressure is almost higher on him than any other of the first-year coaches because of the success he had in the 49ers. Look, if Tua comes out there, and like last year, look, they wet the bed in the first half of the season. I mean, they had one win in the first, I think,
Jacoby Brissett was also starting.
And then they got hot. So, but you can't come out of the gates with a flat tire. And I think, since we're going racing here, like, you've got to, in order to win the race, you got to be in it at the end. But I think for Mike McDaniel, the expectations are so high because he's had so much success. So we want to see all those wrinkles. Well, guess what? It's 3rd and 9. I don't care who you are. That's a tough down. If you're not getting things done on 1st and 2nd down. So for Mike McDaniel, it's what is this offense going to be? Because it can't be Tyreek Hill going deep every single play. It's got to be Raheem Mostert. We've got to have some physical strength up front. We've got to block some people. We've got to hold on to the football. We can't just put our defense out there, for 58 snaps in the first half. So the pressure's on Mike McDaniel.
Peter, things get quiet. Things get quiet. The draft happens. What are you hearing anything about how it's going so far?
Going great. Like he's posing for that photo where like, oh, Mike McDaniel and Tua are there, but like Stephen Ross is in that photo. Tom Garfield is in that photo. Like it's like we're all in on this. The owner, the president, like we're all in on this McDaniel thing.
Event.
All
Art
the chips
Garfunkel
are
was in the picture.
Tom Garfinkel, president of the Dolphins, who kind of ran that F1 thing yesterday. I'm telling you, the NFL's everywhere.
That's the kind of synergy we want to see, though, Donna, with the Dolphins.